Welcome to Assessment A for the Unit 11236, Investigating and Explaining Society. Assessment A in this unit is all about building your skills in content analysis and preparing you for Assessments B and C. You are allocated a reading for the week and your analysis of the reading is what you present to the tutorial. Content analysis is about reading the content, gaining your understanding of what the reading is saying, and then identifying what you think is good and what you think is bad. It's also about you showing how you think the reading is useful to the unit, or perhaps really interesting to you in your ideas and your other interests, including your other units. For academic sources, weaknesses can often be found in the writing style. For example, it might be too verbose, or it might assume too much prior knowledge. Nothing is defined properly. Or the problems can actually be whether or not there is enough truth for you. For example, if the reading says interviewing is the only way to gather data, you might argue that for something like historical research, interviews are useless because people are dead, so document analysis would actually be better. It's all about demonstrating how you have engaged with the reading. The presentation goes for 2 minutes. If you speak longer, you will be cut off. I will have my phone and it will beep, and when it beeps, you will stop talking regardless of where you're up to. Do not go on a lot less than 2 minutes, otherwise you've probably not spent enough time on giving us the summary or what you liked or didn't, and also you probably haven't explained how the reading is useful. So again, you need to provide a summary, say what you thought was good about it, what was weak, and how it applies to the unit or your other interests and other units. However, the presentation is only part of the assessment. You must also submit online in Canvas, hard copies will not be accepted, 200 words. This is not your presentation in written form. It is to be a work of academic quality. You present in a casual manner, and that's fine, but the written piece should be in an essay style with references. You can use a reference from Canvas and you will only have one reference, the reading. You are showing you can in-text cite and create a reference list in preparation for the essay. Please do not undertake additional research. That is not required. If you have a source you want to use, feel free, but don't feel obliged. The hard copy version of the work must be submitted by close of business on Thursdays. If not, you are late and penalties will apply. You will lose 5 marks every day until it's 7 days late, at which point you receive 0. The reason for the hard copy version is about you showing you can write. It enables me to provide feedback on your writing style and ability to align with Harvard referencing in time for you to seek support from the learning support people in the library if you need it. Lastly, when you present, you have to have questions for the tutorial. These are not part of your 2 minutes. You ask them after you finish presenting, and basically it's things about the reading you want to know from the rest of the tutorial. You don't need to have a whole lot, it's just enough to get conversation going. If you're very keen, you're welcome to create an exercise, but this is not required. It's just some students like to go that way. Each presentation is worth 5% of your mark, and with the questions you develop and how you engage in conversation in tutorials over the whole semester is worth 10%. This is a total of 25% for the semester for Assessment A. So while each piece is not worth a lot on its own, it all adds up. This is official assessment, so if you're going to miss your allotted time in a tutorial due to illness or other reasons, you must seek a formal extension. Just rocking up the next week does not work. There must be a formal request or you will receive 0. Also, if you submit the written work but don't do a presentation, it's 0. You do need to present. These are the 2 rubrics I use when marking you on Assessment A. These combine together to form an overall grade per presentation for your participation mark. The rubric is designed to ensure I stay consistent across students. When marking in Canvas, I do not display this rubric, but will use the language of the rubric to explain the strengths and weaknesses of your presentations. For participation, I will only comment on the types of questions you develop rather than provide weekly feedback on your general engagement. That would be way too much. But please be aware, participation mark is not about attendance, although obviously you need to be able to come to tutorials to show that you're engaging. The flip side is if you come to every tutorial but you never say anything at all, you will obviously get a low grade for participation. That's just the way it works. I hope this has been helpful for you.